Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You're back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man, Marq Nash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. How y'all feel? What's the damn deal? Oh, yeah, man. We got a good one planned for you. We got a good one. Jerry versus Reggie. Should be a good one, man. Without further ado, man, we're going to get this thing popping, man. 6-minute rounds. We ain't booked one in a long time. Let's let that beef brew in 3D2. You know the rest. It's showtime, baby. It's your man, Marq Nash. Another great episode of Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, anything else you and I feel like talking about. It's a hip-hop, political, sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly because life is serious enough. Life's going to get real serious for these two competitors up here tonight. And I look forward to seeing it. But make sure I get Jerry on the line. And I'm going to drop the link for Lisa, Jerry, Champion Heart, and Puto will be our third judge. But, of course, the judges, most importantly, it's going to be the crowds, the audience, you know. That's the most important judge. So let's get this thing popping, man. Let's let this thing get popping. I'm going to drop the link out there. Let me run this intro, and let's start this damn show, baby. It's your man, Marq Nash, Breaking Beat. Let's go.
This is my passion. This is what I love to do. But some days, sometimes, I'm just like you, man. I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job. From a good dream I wake, sun rays on my face, planning out my day, hoping this ain't the one that I catch a case. I feel so good, I feel so straight. My manager keep calling me saying, hurry up, you late. Hurry up, you lay off. Y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Been trying to play it cool, but it's hard to play it off. I've been hanging on to this bullshit, cause my car still ain't paid off. I know I'm on my way up. My boy just got laid off, so y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. These hoes is so ratchet. These hoes is so sneaky. Y'all don't even really pay enough for y'all to only pay bi-weekly. I'm trying to double up my cash. Take this job, shove it up your ass. Yo, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. We're the reason why your stockholders always stay afloat. Yet I'm asking, are they hiring? Like everywhere I go, schedule will say 9, but I think it's fine if I clock in at 9:04. I work 40 hours a week plus overtime just to be bro. So y'all, man, I hate this job. Hate that I applied. So much has transpired since the day that I was high. Told me I could advance, but you were telling me lies. Gotta give your notice before I quit, but you don't say shit right before I'm fired. Damn, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. You and your procedures, you and your protocol, you and your policies, none of that shit don't apply to me. You and your quotas, you and your standards, you and your 2 sick days a year. Y'all niggas bananas. Wonder why the postman's posted with hammers, going postal with Popo on camera. His wage got him enraged, stressed out, it's hard to maintain. He flips the middle, grabs his. He said, if you don't get the picture, I quit, you ain't shoot. Mother, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. hate this job. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. I'm out here trying to take care of my family. Damn, I hate this job. It's not always glamorous, for real, but I do what I gotta do for me and mine, you know? Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you, nigga. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and or the hosts. They do not explicitly nor necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during the program. Basically, if I didn't say it, don't come for me. You come for the person who said it. And please don't sue me for somebody else's words. With that said, let's start the show, motherfucker.
This that squad sound.
This is me, man.
Yeah. What up? What up, though?
What do you mean by that?
What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You're back in the lab with your favorite neighbor, your man, Marq Nash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. Should be a good one. Before we do anything, man, let me do this quick neighbors only roll call. I said we got a judge in the building. We got a competitor here. He ready. He geared up. He ready to go. He in the bag, hitting the pads and shit. Excuse my French, but I'm in France. All right, let me roll this neighbors only roll call out, and we're gonna start the show. Take it from the top. Wrong button.
What up?
Let me take it from the top. Lady Shan done them seeds and my UK girl in London town.
What up?
Ace Retro.
What up?
The Bots and Scholar. Holla.
What up?
Cooking with the champ. Champion Heart, I need you to pull on up, man. We're waiting for you.
What up?
Haplotype 0.
What up?
Boxing MMA 365.
What up?
Taylor Bell.
What up?
Mike from Boston.
What up?
C Jones 0224.
What up?
Kansas City Mac.
What up?
Patricia Shelton.
What up?
That guy Clips 330.
What up?
Miss Queen Sunkiss.
What up?
Rockman.
What up?
Wanda Villa.
What up?
Beyond the Ring with No Nito and Rachel Donaire. That's 9-time champion No Nito Donaire. Don't get him confused.
What up?
True Media Today, USA Boxing. That's my guy, Coach Malachi Williams. What up, though?
What up?
Puro.
What up?
Full Revolution.
What up?
KP from KC5.
What up?
Matt Wade. That's Matt with 2 T's. Matt Wade. Got a dope single out called Papa Daddy. Check him out.
What up?
Karma Serene.
What up?
Ill Status Boxing.
What up?
Taint the Sweet Science Examiner.
What up?
Beyond Above Media.
What up?
Pittsburgh T.
What up?
SF City Slicker.
What up?
I Know Boxing.
What up?
It's Mex.
What up?
Rider of the Storm.
What up?
Here to There.
What up?
Maddie Yoel.
What up?
Cliff Bailey.
What up?
Con Shawnery.
What up?
Lisa Bell, she never fails.
What up? Gangsta.
On the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr.
What up?
Cooking with the Sir Senior.
What up?
Brandon Washington.
What
Hey,
up?
Brandon, it ended up being Friday anyway, huh, man? That was the day everybody was available. It ended up being Friday anyway.
What up?
And you're not here. It's all good, though. D-Bevel the champ.
What up?
And, of course, the big fish himself, my good brother, Derek Lincoln.
What up? Gangsta.
Y'all make some noise for everybody who support the show in a major way on the neighbors only side of the game. All right. Got Lisa Bell's in the building. Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens is here. He's ready. He's geared up. What up, Reg? Hold on. Let me take that one off.
Hi, how you doing?
What's popping with
What's
y'all?
up? Where's Sleepy Joe Jerry at? Him and his horse sleep.
You said him and his what?
Him and his horse. You know them Grand Wizards still ride horses.
Oh no, don't do
Oh,
it. No, Jerry. Yo, yo. Wow. All right. The gloves are off early over here, Lisa, huh?
I see. I got my glasses on.
Yeah, I need to grab my glasses. Let me get Jerry on the line.
I don't even wear glasses. I got reading glasses on. I was
right.
like,
Look,
oh
Jerry, the champ
shit.
is here. The champ is here. Bring your second place ass on.
Let me get Champion Heart too.
Damn.
Champion Heart. Let me call him real quick.
Reggie want all the smoke. I see.
Reggie.
Every day.
Yeah. This your first debate, Mark?
Me?
I mean, like debate like this.
Nah, we did debates before. We did battles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I never saw a boxing debate. You do one, yeah. That's cool.
Been a minute. Let me see. Let me get Champion Heart over here. Okay, this Jerry calling now.
It's really mid work. This ain't a debate. This mid work. And Jerry's.
Okay.
Mayweather
doing his mid. Oh, okay.
Y'all good. Y'all go ahead. Let me play.
Yeah, Mayweather doing the pass mid work here.
That's what this is, Lisa.
No, that's what he reminded me of when he said mid work. I think of Mayweather.
Mid work on Jerry.
All the time.
Hold on, let me get Jerry to beam back in. Hold on, let me see. All right, let me get Jerry back. Hey, Jerry, hang up and call right back, bro. Hang up and call right back. Let me switch this over. Huh?
Raise Pony Express services up.
Yo, they up here talking. He talking shit too. Go ahead, beam up. Come on, pull up. All right, call right back, and I'm gonna put you on. So you going crazy. Go ahead, talk some more shit though. I ain't gonna lie, I like it. Go ahead, Reggie. I feel like Mike Tyson. Talk some more shit.
Yeah. Get his Pony Express services ass on up here, Jerry. Don't try to dump me. You already avoided me on Wednesday. Now today comes the annihilation. It's done talking to the
number. Hold up, Jerry. I don't know what's up. I got it.
Now his phone don't work.
That's what he said.
I mean, any other time he called that shit right on point.
Okay, so he was ducking. He said he needed a little more time to do his research. I ain't mad at that. Maybe he won't go make weight on Wednesday. We want to make sure he was on weight.
Research?
How many fights Roy Jones Jr. had all together again? Was it 70 something?
So he's still fighting. He just fought a new one.
Well, total, yeah, he got close to 80 fights.
Yeah. Wow. Still hanging in there.
All right, let me call him back. Let me see if this is going ring.
Jerry in that whack ass phone shaking in his boots.
What's up, fam?
Who's playing?
Who's playing? I told you gonna have flat. Wake your sleepy ass up, Jerry. It's your boogie. It's the boogeyman. God damn it.
All right, let me get Pudo up here. I need to get let me call Pudo.
I can get exterminated.
Hey, Jerry.
Now with a musket. Let's bring your Civil War ass on. Let's go, goddammit.
Hold on, let me get my other judge up here, man. This nigga Reggie talking that shit. Yo, he said you ducked him on Wednesday, dog.
I ducked him.
Yeah, we're supposed to go Wednesday. You needed to study.
Who said that? I never said that.
That's what Mark said. You need the research.
You about to get knocked out by a white boy.
Uh-oh.
It's black power on your ass.
Uh-oh, Jerry talking shit. Jerry talking shit.
They said you and your horse got lost in that darkness. Ain't no light, ain't no electricity in your town.
Reggie the Roach.
You and that little horse got lost.
Look like a big ass dog roach.
Oh, he got you, Reggie.
And when the sunlight go out, you fall asleep. Let's go.
Damn, the gloves are definitely off. Woo.
Well, what's
Yeah, man,
up,
let's
Mark?
start this shit, man. Fuck the other judges.
Nah, that ain't how it work, Reggie. That is not how it working.
Oh man, see, I hate this delayed shit, man. I just be ready to go. Hurry, judges, hurry, y'all. Man, find somebody else out the chat. Fuck them, they taking too long. You know, Jerry gonna fall asleep. He got an hourglass in his brain for that sleep kick in.
Well, we're just waiting for Puro. That's it. Everybody else is here.
Oh,
No, Puro. No, we got Puro here.
You ain't got the word work. I'm gonna make quick work out of you. That's gonna be an early night. Quick
Of course,
work.
it's gonna be early. You gonna fall asleep during the middle of this shit. Let's go.
Mhm.
Hurry up, Mark. I hear him getting tired. He's wobbly. He's
Roy
wobbling.
Jones Jr.'s career is a lot to it.
He's getting wobbly.
Yeah,
Jerry's
we
getting wobbly.
gonna break that down. We're gonna break all that down.
Yeah, we're gonna break it all the way down. And the minute you start talking about what happened with the losses, the minute game over.
Well, the minute you try to race bait, disqualification.
No
Don't try to
pre-fight.
race
No
bait.
pre-fight. No pre-fight. No pre-fight. Champion hard.
You done already race baited.
Somebody call Porto, tell them bring their ass on. They ain't answering the phone. Let me call them back one more time.
Get HLD on here, man. We delaying this shit too long. Let's go, HLD.
It's Friday, Reggie. It's Friday.
What that mean?
He don't know what day it is. He don't work or nothing. He can't.
It's Good Friday. It's Good Friday.
Yeah, I'm on welfare.
It could be a religious holiday for some people. Yeah.
It might as well be Tuesday, the motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, today is burial day. It's a funeral tonight. Let's go. We're gonna put this.
Right.
We're gonna put this goblin up under the dirt. Let's go.
Right.
Who your Jerry? Who's your trainer?
My trainer. I don't need no trainer for this chump.
Ulysses S. Grant.
Reggie, who your trainer?
Me.
Oh, okay.
And that's my mitt on the other side of the phone. I've been punching on his ass all day.
Y'all crazy.
Who's that talking? Who is that? Lisa?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Jerry?
Hey, how you doing, Lisa?
I'm hanging.
Yeah.
You didn't say what's up to the champ, you second place ass motherfucker. Say what's up to the champ.
You say what's up. You don't tell me what to do, son. What are you talking about?
Man, Mark, fuck them judges, man. Let's go, man. We waste too much time and shit.
We ain't in control of shit.
Jerry,
salute to the chat.
I'm about to see if I might get somebody else. Well, we agreed on these judges, though. That's the thing, y'all.
Man, fuck them, man. They missing out. Let's get Bruce Gas, HOD, somebody. Let's go.
No, now he's trying to pick the judges.
I ain't trying to pick nothing. I'm trying to hurry up and slaughter you. You want time. I've got to get you before your brain shut off.
Let me see if Bruce Gas will pull up. If I can't get Puto on this one, I'm gonna try to grab somebody. I'm gonna grab Puto.
HLD? No.
Nah, HLD gonna be biased, man.
HLD fuck around, jump in the debate.
HLD gonna be. That's what I'm about to say. He gonna be yelling during the debate.
No, we can't yell. It's the debate is between them. We just have to be judges.
HLD can't help himself.
You're like, I gave the round to him because it is.
Yeah, HLD can't help that shit.
Soft. He gonna start with the insults. You soft, all right?
Well, we gotta get somebody.
Yeah, we gotta move forward. We gotta move forward. All right, so we're gonna get Bruce Gas. So that's a fellow Caucasian. That's fair for you, Jerry, right? I'm joking because that's what Reggie was saying. All right,
he
so
can have all white folks. I'm gonna make them turn on him.
We get Bruce Gas and somebody who I know don't know now one of these guys like that. Mike Biggs Boxing. Let me see if you can pull up. Mike, come pull up and judge this battle for me real quick.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Nah, HLD, you cool. HLD. I want HLD got a battle coming though. He need to battle whatchamacallit. Who was that he was yelling with the other day? On Wednesday. Oh, everybody. My bad. Let me see.
No, that was him and Megazord.
Oh no, that was earlier. That was like Friday. All right, boom. We got one more judge. There we go. Let me see if I can. Boom. We set. All right. Well, boom. This is what we're gonna do. All right. Y'all can hear me. Everybody can hear me. Mike, what up, baby?
What up,
Bruce,
bro?
Yeah.
what's popping? Lisa. All right. Boom. So we got Jerry on the line.
Yeah, what's up?
All right. They're gonna do 6-minute rounds. 6-minute rounds. No. One topic. Roy Jones overrated. Jerry saying yes. Reggie saying no. And they got 3 rounds to name all their points. Hey, look, I'm gonna ask you guys to shit. We was gonna do it a different way. Do not shit because I ain't got y'all. I ain't got your social. Matter of fact, I do follow all of y'all on Twitter, right? Don't I follow all 3 of y'all on Twitter? Bruce, I think I follow you too, right?
I believe you do, my brother.
All right. So look, can you multitask? Can you put your judged around in Twitter and text me in Twitter? Cause I don't want these guys to know going into round 3 if they up 2 or if they down 2.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm on the phone. How am I gonna do this?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll try that another time. So we're gonna do 6
No,
minutes.
I could come and leave out and then come back.
I want you to have to do all of that. You ain't got to do all of
Yeah.
that. Don't worry about it. So
sorry.
You good. So boom. So I'm gonna do a coin toss. We're gonna do a coin toss. All right. Let's see who go first. Reggie, what you got? Heads or tails?
Tails.
You said tails? Oh, Lisa, you gotta mute your mic for me, sister.
Yeah, I got tails.
All right, let me flip the screen.
And Jerry can go first.
That's if you win the coin toss, though. Reggie said I already won the coin toss.
Yeah, I'm winning everything.
Okay.
He lost the weigh-in.
All right, here we go. Boom. Let's see. It's tails. So Jerry, you will be going first.
Good.
All right.
Yeah,
so
loser.
Boy, you can sell a fight, Katie. That kid can sell a fight. All right. Let me put the clock up. Brandon Washington, you cannot join the panel right now, brother. I'm good. You gotta be in the chat right now. It's just the judges and the battlers up here right now. Only the judges, only the battlers. All right. Everybody else, mute your mic. Matter of fact, real quick, go around real quick, introduce yourself real quick. Everybody. Bruce Gaz, go first and tell them how they can find your channel.
My name is Bruce Gass. I host a channel called Bruce Gass Boxing, Jazz, and More. I like to talk about the fighters of yesteryear, where I have a lot more experience with. But I'm following boxing today as best I can, and appreciate you coming on here and asking for my quote unquote expertise for this debate.
My name is Lisa Bales. I'm here on YouTube. I'm not a content creator, but I try to support the channels as best as I can. I'm on Twitter as well. Yeah, that's basically about it. Thanks for having me, Marq.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Mike Biggs, boxing. Plug your channel, bro.
What up? Salute to you, Marq Nash. Thanks for having me on here. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm Mike Biggs Boxing. I do content create on YouTube. Boxing. And I appreciate everybody, man. It was good.
For sure. Okay, Jerry the Terror Tasker. Tell people how they can find you, bro.
They don't need to find me. After this ass whooping I'm about to put down on him, they ain't gonna want to look for me.
God damn. Talk your shit, Jerry.
I like that energy. I love the energy. Okay.
Find Jerry through smoke signals with his old ass. You'll find me here on YouTube, Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens, aka Jerry's Master. Here we got Joe Biden's sleepy ass older brother, Jerry, on the goddamn phone.
Okay.
I'm impeaching your ass.
Okay. All right. Again, during their round, you will lose automatically. You lose the round if you interrupt the other battler for any reason. That you throw the round. All right. Simple as that. That'll stop everybody from doing it. If you interrupt, even if it's one time, that's it. All right, you threw the round. No. This is your warning. First, last, and only warning. Jerry, did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Reggie, did you hear me? Just want to make sure so nobody say I didn't know.
Loud and clear. I'm on mute.
So to make sure that don't happen, I would suggest y'all mute your mic, Jerry. Even if it's even if it's coughing, I want to hear it with my CPAP machine. You threw it around, so mute the mic to make sure that
Ring
don't
the
happen.
bell, dog.
All right, here we go. Round one is on Jerry. Let me put the 6-minute clock on the screen. They agreed on 6-minute rounds. So this is where we at. Jerry, the Terror Tasker is on you when you start talking.
Okay, so I'm just going to start right out and set the precedent about what this debate is really about. It's not about race. I want to let the judges know, don't let the Roach play the race card. That should be automatic disqualification. I don't dislike Roy Jones. I was a fan of Roy Jones his whole career. Knew who he was before he fought Bernard Hopkins, knew who he was as an amateur, and followed him his whole career. And with that, it's not an insult or hating or anything to analyze a fighter's career and decide, if they could have been overrated. People do it all the time, every day. Every fighter is subject to it, from the great Floyd Mayweather to currently Canelo Alvarez. Who you fight, when you fight them, has a lot to do with where you rank historically. And as far as Roy Jones is concerned, he had three big fights in his career. Now, you won't hear me argue that Roy's not a Hall of Famer. He was a 4-weight world champion, and he did go up and beat John Ruiz for the heavyweight title. So, no question, he's a Hall of Famer. In order to be overrated, you got to be really good. Nobody's going to overrate a fighter that's a 500 fighter or a 20-10 fighter. So, make no mistake, I know Roy was great. And I'm not hating on Roy at all, but I have to look at the big picture, because I'm 53 years old. I didn't learn about Roy Jones in retrospect. I was watching Roy Jones actively, an active boxing fan, while Roy Jones' whole career played out. So I know who he was, but more importantly, I know who it was that he was fighting. You see, when he was ranked pound for pound #1, I know who his opponents were, and I know who the top fighters were at that time. And if you was watching Roy Jones at that time, you would know that Roy Jones was catching a lot of heat back then, not just from fans, but HBO was on his ass for not making big fights. Bernard Hopkins was on his neck and on his ass and constantly calling him out for avoiding the real top guys that were around him during that time. And those top guys were Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, Steve Collins, Darius Michalczewski, Frankie Lyles, and Michael Nunn. Those were the real top talents in boxing. Trust me when I tell you, it wasn't Tony the Punching Postman Thornton, who was not even a full-time fighter. He was a full-time mailman. And then Richard Frazier was also not a full-time fighter. He was a policeman. The Australian guy, Glenn, that he fought, get this, was a trash man. Motherfucker was a trash man. Roy Jones was considered the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world, and he was telling everybody, screaming it to the top of his lungs, that that's what he was. When you look at his competition, and I got it right here, and he didn't beat no one great. His 3 big fights was Hopkins very early on, when Hopkins was basically an unheard of fighter. He was very unknown. The fight, if you go and watch it and you put bias aside, it's simply an unwatchable fight. It was a horrible, horrible non-fight. Jones got the decision, and that's what's on paper, and that's what matters. And that fight was for an HBO contract, but the fight itself, garbage, pure and complete garbage. Then he did fight James Toney, and that, hands down, far and away, is his best win and his best opponent in his entire career. And if you don't believe me, just ask him, because he's said many times. However, there's an asterisk. James Toney was severely overweight coming into that camp. He was having all kinds of problems with his camp and his management. And, I will admit that's not Roy Jones's fault. That's not, it's not his fault that Tony came into he was 200 pounds coming into the camp, but nonetheless, that's what it was. Tony was a great fighter, and I would say underrated maybe in the grand scheme of things, but Tony had his problems, and they showed up throughout his career. He twice lost to Montel Griffin. He lost to some other African guy that nobody ever heard of. And Tony on the right night or the wrong night, he was a beatable fighter. But Jones gets credit for that, certainly. After that, he did not fight anyone even close to great or close to their prime. Really, for the rest of his career. I mean, Antonio Tarver.
1 minute.
Yeah, Tarver wasn't all that, man. Tarver, Jones didn't even really want to fight Tarver. He told him he had to go fight Derek Harmon when he was a #1 contender, and Tarver went and fought him and lost to him. So Tarver gets, he's popular with credit because he was the first one to knock Roy Jones out, but. I didn't realize the time was that quick, but nonetheless, I got more in the second round. And then the Ruiz fight. And Ruiz was not a great fighter. So he fought 2 great fighters in his career, and he fought 3 big fights, and all 3 were decisions. No knockouts, no knockdowns. The first Hopkins fight was garbage. The Tony fight, I'm going to give him full credit for. Ruiz was a hand-picked heavyweight. If Ruiz didn't have that title, Roy Jones never would have went to heavyweight. He was talked about fighting Tyson and Holyfield. He didn't fight them guys. He fought the hand-picked guy. He fought the guy he knew that he could beat. But give him credit for it. Like I said, he is a Hall of Famer. But when you look at when he was pound for pound #1 for 10 years, go look at the opponents and look at the guys he didn't fight. He didn't fight not one of those big that was in and around his weight.
Time. All right. That's time. Jerry, mute your mic. Reggie, it's on you. You ready?
Yeah, Jerry just left the building, go to work with that alarm clock on.
All right, it's on you. Reggie, clock start when you start talking.
All right, I'm ready. So let me go hit on some points where Jerry already defeats himself. So Jerry starts this off by begging and pleading to Roy Jones. I guess you think Roy Jones in the chat and you don't want to whoop your ass. But I don't want to say this to you, Jerry. Don't take it the wrong way. But in order to be in order to be overrated, you say, Jerry, you have to be really, really good. So you're giving him his credit. He's a Hall of Famer, right, Jerry? So then you go speaking about him avoiding certain top-level fighters, the Michael Nuns, who I think Michael Nunn around that time where he's moving up was already starting to suffer losses. He lost to the great opponent that you said that Roy Jones fought in, James Toney. Is that correct? And I think James Toney stopped Michael Nunn. And then Michael Nunn going into a couple of other fights and losing before he started to find himself moving downward as far as being able to get up in the ranking. Where was Michael Nunn up in the rankings with the light heavyweights and this and that? So, I mean, you just blew yourself off with that one, Jerry. Then you get to talking about Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn career ends a year after the victory over Gerald McClellan. He wasn't in the game long enough. And then therefore he wasn't even in the division. By that time, I think Roy was already moving up into the light heavyweight division and was well beyond those dudes. So you're just sitting in here hating on this dude. The guy has an illustrious career. The dude was a premier guy. Then you bring up about HBO giving him hell. What HBO was giving him hell about was how far this guy was ahead of the talent at the light heavyweight division. He was just the premier dude within the ranks of light heavyweight, middleweight, super middleweight. Wasn't nobody touching this guy. Then it got to the point to where they were criticizing because he'll go in there and play basketball games. It was things like that drew the criticism. But when he went into the ring, he dazzled. And that's not Roy's fault. It's the same thing to bring that up. So you bring this up about the weak competition and what fighters did on his resume, and you're drawing all that kind of criticism. They competed, they were ranked. He went in there and he spanked them. So therefore, do you take anything away? And I got to bring another fighter. Let me interject this. Does something get taken away from the greatness of a Terrence Crawford? Many people will speak on who has he faced. Who are the opponents that he has defeated? We don't know them, and what are this and that. So, I mean, just because a guy is that far ahead of the competition and the division that he reigns over, you can't knock that on them. And Roy's been in there with guys who come from out of the great amateur programs. These were great amateur fighters Roy just happened to be that much greater than the guys. There's nothing you can take away from him. The Hall of Fame would not look on judging him on any of the crap you say. You kind of contradict the hell out of yourself by stating how great the guy is, but he's still overrated. No, I think he was just that much ahead of the level of competition he's faced. The same way Terrence Crawford has been in his career. And I'm gonna leave. Jared can have my other 3 minutes. Checkmate, man. Give me my round.
Are you stopping for real?
I'm stopping for real.
Okay, I ain't never had nobody get somebody the rest of their time. And he gets his next round.
Yeah, he can try to rebut what I said.
Jerry, I don't know about that. Jerry, you want to use that his time and your round?
Hell yeah.
All right, go ahead, Jerry. You got the rest of this 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Go.
You put a thoroughbred on a racetrack with a donkey, the thoroughbred is going to smoke the donkey. You got to know what you're looking at when you're looking at that. Those guys he's talking about were not the top fighters in the division. Nigel Benn had 5-6 more fights after he fought Gerald McClellan. The talk was when he did that to McClellan, everybody wanted Roy Jones to avenge that loss. He wanted nothing to do with it. Roy Jones was never an undisputed champion. He was never a lineal champion. He had all those belts. He had he had the unified titles at light heavyweight. Then he had 3 or 4 other lesser titles, NABO, this, that. He would parade to the ring all them titles. He never pursued the WBO title. But he constantly told everybody he wanted all the titles, and he was the A side. He had the backing of HBO, and his European counterpart, a dominant champion, also Darius Mikulicki. He never pursued that fight, and if anything, he avoided it. He said he didn't want to travel. But then later in his career, when he wasn't making the same kind of money, he had no problems traveling to Russia and Germany and Ireland and anywhere he could go to get a check and get knocked out on top of it. You see, so then, well, this is the bombshell. Roy Jones tested positive for steroids. Let's not forget that. He tested positive for a steroid you can't even hardly pronounce, and dropped the nanodone, the same exact steroid that Fernando Vargas tested positive for, which brings all of his fights into question. A lot of people don't know that about Roy Jones. They don't even know that he tested positive for steroids, but he did. It was kept under wraps a good bit back then. He claimed it was some ab cutter bullshit, but that's what he claimed. Now, I don't know for sure, but what I do know for sure is he's got a positive test. And right there, that brings everything into question, especially putting on 25 pounds of muscle and moving up just under 200 pounds to fight at heavyweight. So, the whole thing is in question. The fighters that I mentioned that were the top guys, they were either at the same weight Roy Jones was, or they were a weight below. Let's not sit here and act like those fighters don't move up and sometimes down to make fights. That happens all the time. If Nigel Benn could have fought Gerald McClellan, so could have Roy Jones. But he winds up fighting Benn and going overseas to do it. Steve Collins used to get in the ring right to Roy Jones' face and call him out. Never did he try to fight him. Chris Eubank, Darius Mikulicki, Michael Nunn was the number 1 contender to Roy Jones. And he moved out the division.
Time. Wow. All right, shit. That was a good round 1. All right, make some noise. I'm gonna put a survey in the chat, man. Damn. All right. Who won round 1? Who want to go first? Mike Biggs, go ahead. Who'd you give round 1 to?
All right, I gave round 1 to Jerry. Let me tell you why. All right.
1 for Jerry.
Round 1 to Jerry. It's no disrespect, guys. I'm outside looking in. Jerry came up with some notable wins, some notable facts, and brought up 3 notable wins that that Roy Jones got. When Reggie came in, all he was doing was rebutting what Jerry was saying, and I thought there was a debate on if Roy Jones is overrated or not. And it seemed like Reggie was trying to debate that he was not. I mean, he's not overrated. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking for some points from Reggie to state facts on why Roy Jones was not overrated. So that's why I gave the round 1 to Jerry.
All right. Lisa Bells.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I had to unpause. Unmute. The first round I gave to Jerry, and the reason why is because it came with more data, um, and different things that had happened, uh, in Roy Jones's career, and he backed it up, like with certain things. Even though I don't think that Roy Jones is overrated by far, but he backed his stuff up, and he came, with the names and everything in the different times, in the different different weight divisions that Roy Jones was in, and basically you know yeah, so he backed it up with more you know what I mean,
Yeah, I
like he
know what you
came with
mean.
more facts,
Yeah,
and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Again, it's not about what you and I believe personally. It's about who presents their case.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure
Right.
y'all don't admonish the judges because they pick. Don't be like, oh, y'all picked him and pick none of that. Let the judges have their pick.
Right.
We'll do a reaction after this, and I'll open the panel up and let
And
everybody get.
also, you gave him some of your time, so could have, So that's
All right, show
that's
enough.
my
Go ahead.
that's my take. Yeah.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
man. Yeah, I'll have to give that first round to Jerry. He came with the facts. He lived through the era, and he was just rapping off name after name, and he was rapping off the people that Roy Jones avoided, and it made a lot of sense. He mentioned the steroids. I was waiting for that to come in there, man. I've spoken to Roy Jones' opponent, and who the fuck was it, man? Reggie Johnson. The fight was moved to Biloxi, Mississippi, and Reggie said at the end he's waiting for the cup to get pissed in, and the commissioner said, "Oh no, there's no cup in Mississippi," and that drew a red flag way back then. But I don't know. I just thought Jerry was right on with the facts. Reggie was playing catch up there in that one. I think he copped out that last two and a half minutes, man. He should have come on with a little bit more to back himself up. But I give Jerry that first round, man. And let's see what you got, Reggie. Let's see the comeback, brother.
All right, that's all three judges. All right, that's 3-0 for Jerry.
First round KO.
3-0. 3-0. All right, round two. Y'all ready for round two?
Let's go.
All right, round two, Jerry. It's gonna be
Heavy.
on you when you start talking.
Oh, well, hold on. Is this another uninterrupted round?
Another uninterrupted round. Nobody gonna interrupt you again.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Hold on.
Further, I'm going to elaborate on the steroids.
Hold on. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it.
Wait. Time out. What we still on the same point, right?
Same point. Round two.
All right, let's go.
Bring up different things about it.
To elaborate on the steroid use, when Jones tested dirty against Hall, I think it was. That was in Indiana. Indiana also didn't have drug testing. There was a reason why he was fighting in commissions that didn't have the drug testing, and we found out why. You see, what the testing was done by one of the sanctioning bodies, if I remember correctly, and that's how he got caught. You see, but in the end, and to bounce off of what Reggie said, I have to reiterate and say again, it's the great fighters that are subject to being overrated. Hopefully Reggie can understand that. Not going to overrate a 500 fighter. It's the fighters that we know are bona fide. Roy Jones was great because he won 4 titles. You can't begrudge him what he did there. I'm talking more specifically about when he was ranked pound for pound #1 for almost a decade, you see, and who he fought then. And overall in his career, despite the 4 titles, like I said, he had 3 big fights. John Ruiz was not a great fighter. Roy Jones handpicked him. Had he not had that title, he was not going to fight him. The real talk then was Jones fighting Tyson or Holyfield, and even Lennox Lewis, which would have been crazy, but that's where the real thing. He didn't fight in God. No, sir. He fought Ruiz because Ruiz was easy pickings, so to speak. And I'm not going to discount him that win because Ruiz was a tough fighter. He fought Holyfield 3 times and went the distance with Evander. You can't be no chump and do that. And Roy Jones won the fight, and he won it fairly easily. But there is an asterisk beside it also because John Ruiz was not allowed to fight his fight in that fight, not even for a second. As soon as he got close to Roy Jones, the ref just would separate him the minute he got close to him. And Roy Jones would just reset, pot shot, and that was that. He was quicker than Ruiz. Everyone knew he was a lot quicker than Ruiz. And Roy knew it too, and that's why he went ahead and did it. And when he came back down, that was that. That was a wrap. Then everyone knows what happened. He got knocked out by Tarver. He got knocked out by what's his name? The other guy. There's a couple fights later, a fighter that was not really known as a puncher even. Then he went on a Euro tour and seemed to get knocked out by everybody. But you know what? I'm not going to hold that against Roy Jones, because at that time he was past his prime, and also he wasn't ranked the #1 pound for pound guy. I'm concentrating mostly on what the era when he was at light heavyweight. There was big fights to be made around him, at least 4 or 5 big fights against other thoroughbreds. He was a thoroughbred racing against donkeys. And like I said, I can name 3 of them right off the bat that weren't even full-time fighters. And these are the guys that he fought. And then he fought Reggie Johnson, was a middleweight. Reggie was a small fighter, held the middleweight title for just a short while. He really wasn't nothing special, but he fought him. He fought Vinny Pazienda, a former lightweight, a guy that was at his peak at 135 pounds. So, if he gets in there and dusts him off, what are we supposed to do? That means you're a #1 pound for pound fighter. He was fighting in an era where there was a lot of great fighters. Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, Shane Mosley, Pernell Whitaker, and you could just keep going on and on. And these guys, Julio Chavez, these guys was fighting each other. Whitaker fought De La Hoya and Trinidad and Chavez. De La Hoya fought all of his top adversaries. Jones, like I said, a very young Hopkins. Then he refused to give Hopkins, while he was fighting those bums, he refused to give Hopkins a rematch. He wanted no more smoke with Bernard, even though Bernard hadn't filled out to be as big. He went up to that division where the competition was weak. He was able to collect all the belts, and then he avoided any of the big names that was around him. And I've already named those guys, and their careers speak for themselves. Now, personally, I probably would have picked Jones in those fights due to his speed and athleticism. But Nigel Benn, that would have been a tough fight. Ben was a very hard puncher. He was wildly aggressive at times, and he would cheat too. He had a real mean streak in him. Also, Darius Michalczewski was a bruiser of a fighter. Just an absolute bruiser. And from a style perspective, he probably would have gave Roy Jones a lot of problems, because he had a great chin to walk through some shots, and he was deceptively fast for a pressure fighter, and he was a hard ass man, and he beat a lot of the fighters that Roy Jones fought too, and he beat him first, like Virgil Hill. You see, but that was maybe the best fighter that Roy Jones fought at light heavy was Virgil Hill, and Hill was giving him fits until Roy caught him with that beautiful body shot. Yes, he did, but that's the top guy. That doesn't make you a #1 pound for pound fighter for 10 years straight, when there's all those other great fighters that are fighting the thoroughbreds in the division. They're not fighting hand-picked opponents, which is exactly what Roy Jones did, and that's why HBO gave him shit. They wasn't giving him shit because he was good. They knew he was good. They wanted him to make the fights that the people wanted to see, and I know what those fights were, and I know he didn't fight not near a one of them. Dang.
All right. Okay. Reggie, you ready?
Been ready, born ready. Let me smoke this clown. Let's go.
It's on you. Go.
All right. So look, we keep harping in on who Jones didn't fight and blase blah what he didn't do. What Jones has done is defeated 66 of these dudes. You put him in front of Jones, Jones has went in there and dominated. It ain't Jones' fault that he was that much further than the opponents that he's faced. Now, you're speaking of Nigel Benn and all this fantasy talk. When did Nigel really push for that fight? Nigel pushes for this well, he didn't push for the fight. He talked for the fight after the post-fight press conference in the ring, speaking of, oh, he'll come to Roy Jones's home, and then he switches that, no, he can fight me in the UK in front of my home. And then speaking of how he feared Roy Jones. And the dude doesn't even stay in the sport but a year after that. Right after all the allegations start to come out about Nigel Benn and his possible drug use, his career made a turn. And like I stated, he may have took 5 fights, like you said, but those was within a year. His career was done. What caused him to walk away from the sport? If there's all these fighters that Roy Jones should have fought, why didn't Nigel Benn fight them? Hater. So let's continue on with Roy Jones' career. Nowhere, however, heard of Roy Jones ducking anyone in the fight game. Roy Jones was the premier guy out here. He was rated as a pound for pound fighter. For what reasons? Because people saw him as that, because of what Roy Jones did, and he dominated. There ain't no way you take any of that away from a dominant fighter. Don't nobody speak of none of these other fighters that you talked about Roy Jones. So if Roy Jones didn't fight them, why didn't these other guys' careers pan out to be that much greater than him? Because they were not greater. It's just you reaching and digging for something that doesn't exist there. You put Roy in there, he made the style adjustments that people say, oh, he was getting away with things that any other technical fighter without the athletic ability of Roy wouldn't have gotten away with. Yeah, but that's for them and not for Roy. Roy went in there and he exercised what he was gifted at. He excelled at, and he dominated in the game of boxing, buddy. Now, when you go back into the drug use, the steroid use, that was identified between him and the opponent he was going to fight. Didn't he get busted when he was going into a heavyweight fight and the opponent he fought was busted for that? So all that steroid use stuff to tarnish his career and take away from him, it doesn't factor in because the guy's career went on. He was busted and didn't go into a fight. Neither did his opponent because he was busted for the shit too. But now to take away from anything from Roy, you're going to start bringing up about him suffering defeats in the end of his career. If you want to do that, then you throw Muhammad Ali into that same factor because Muhammad Ali continued on with his career when it was over with, and he was taking losses and fighting fights he shouldn't fought. But in the bulk or the meat of their careers and what they have done, the landscape they have laid out, you better not forget, homie, because Roy went in here and did that. Like, you bringing up the Virgil Hills, you bring in fucking what's the opponent he faced where he was disqualified? What's the brother name? Let me pull his name up because y'all try to knock me for that shit because I can't get the guy's name on here. The Vinny Paz fight was a good fight. Let me get this cat's name. Where is his name at? Give me 1 second. Where's my brother at? Hold on, give me the fighter name. Give me 1 second. Where we at with this cat? We got Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins turned out to be a fucking great. Montel Griffin, thank you. We got Montel Griffin, who was a top level dude, and you can't take away from that. You can't take away from him defeating James Toney, who goes on to be a legendary fighter. And I think Montel's even in the fucking Hall of Fame. Virgil Hills, definitely in the Hall of Fame. Now, you can't just talk about what he did at lightweight because, like I said, you want to talk about who he didn't fight at lightweight, then I'm going to use the same reference of how people try to knock Terrence and the level of opponents that he fought because none of those fighters had big names. But Terrence went in there. Anybody they put him in there with who had titles, he went in there to defeat him. Roy Jones is a champion, buddy. Roy Jones is a champion. You can't take that away. He went in there. You had belts out there. He went and grabbed them from whoever was a champion. And he styled on these dudes. And he's remembered. All these other fighters you mentioned, none of them come close to this dude. None of them touch Roy. Not no Nigel Benn. Nobody even talks about Nigel Benn but you. Nobody talks about what's the other catch you brought up? You brought up Michael Nunn. Nobody even talks about him over Roy. None of these opponents that you claim that Roy is ducked is of greater mention to Roy. Roy is one of the premier top-rated fighters of all time, even your generation, old man. He falls within the top 10. So you can't take away anything from this cat. And that's my closing to this round.
All right. Mike Biz, you went first last time. Bruce Gaz, you go first this time. Who'd you get that round to, Bruce?
Reggie did a lot better in that round, but I think Jerry was just more prepared with the facts, and there wasn't too much I could argue with either one of them. But I think Jerry just presented his argument a little better. And a close round, but I give that one once again to Jerry. Jerry, 2-0 here, bro.
Okay, Mike Biggs boxing.
All right, I gave a second round to Reggie. Reggie came back with some more with more facts. I was looking for this in the first round from you, Reggie, and you did your thing this round. I give it to you this round. But Jerry, you came with some facts in the second round, but it was more based on your opinion towards the end of it, and that's why I gave this round to Reggie.
Lisa Bell.
Yeah, I had to unmute. Yeah, I gave the second round to Reggie, and the reason why I gave the second round to Reggie is because when Jerry, you was presenting your facts and everything, but the thing that one of the things that you said you was focusing on is Roy Jones Jr.'s light heavyweight run, but he had a whole run from 154 all the way up to 160, you know what I mean? All the way up to heavyweight, then came back down, then went to, you know what I'm saying? So his career is not just that. So it's a lot to Roy Jones Jr.'s career. And like a lot of the things that Reggie was saying, like I honed in on, and he talked about like the greatness of Roy Jones Jr. and some of the things about HBO he talked about, which is true, because like HBO wasn't like, yeah, they was upset with Roy Jones Jr. at the time, but it was also because Roy was just doing a lot of different things, and like they also said that that maybe Roy didn't come to appointments or whatever, or meetings, but it was just that Roy was just a great superior athlete,
right?
With the basketball as well. So
We got one more.
I gave that to, huh?
No, I was just saying, well, we got one more round. It looked like it's even though Jerry got round one.
Yeah, so I gave that to I gave that to Reggie, because you can't base his career just on 175.
Yeah, they got to do it. They got one more round, Lisa Bill.
Let me get this losing. Let me get this losing.
Give the $2. Give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
All right, that was Todd with the $2 super chat. He said, intellectually raping. He said Jerry is Joe Calzaghe and Reggie looking like B-Hop out here. Okay. All right.
Let's start the next round. Let me get this losing.
Let me read these comments because he paid for this. He said Mayonnaise Man is better than Reggie Hawthorne, right? He called you mayonnaise.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
The last one is KG. He said Reggie is paying the judges like CAHNNEL. Okay.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
I appreciate y'all.
I'm gonna set you slaves free. You ain't gotta worry about your master whooping you no more.
Okay, let's go to all right, Jerry, it's on you. Round 3. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Again, thoroughbred against donkeys. Know what you're looking at. That's not you. Reggie keeps saying you can't knock him. Yes, you can knock him. Just like people knock Bud Crawford. Now, I'm a big Bud Crawford fan, but the reality is Bud Crawford has not fought the top guys in the welterweight division. And if he doesn't do that, he's going to, throughout his lifetime, be criticized for that, because that's what we expect. We expect the top fighters to fight the top fighters, especially if you're highly ranked. Those are the guys that are going to catch the heat, and Roy Jones was catching the heat. HBO didn't care that he was athletic. They knew he was athletic. They knew what he was. What they cared was is they wanted to put on fight that was going to enhance the network. Fighting a garbage man does not enhance the network. That's why Roy Jones was never on pay-per-view. There was plenty of pay-per-views back then. Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, Whitaker, Riddick Bowe, and Van Hoyt. A lot of fighters, Fred Holyfield, Roy Jones, the number one guy, supposedly, not on pay-per-view. You see, there was a reason for that. The reason being is during that time, when he was ranked pound for pound number one, he didn't fight nobody. He didn't fight anybody that was worth putting on pay-per-view. And the reason I concentrate for Lisa on that part of his career is because that's when he was ranked pound for pound #1, you see, and that's where I think he was overrated, you see, based on the competition that he fought. But if you want to consider his whole career, then we can't just consider the beginning, we have to consider the end too, and the losses and the KOs, because I told you why I concentrated on 175. I know there was more to his career than that, but again, if you're going to consider his whole career, we got to consider the beginning, the middle, and the end. And the end was horrible. Now, me, I told you in the first round, I didn't consider the end of his career because I knew he was washed up. He was never a fundamental boxer. He was a guy that relied on athleticism. And when his athleticism waned, so did he. And the move up to heavyweight, how he put on that 25 pounds of muscle is still in question. You can't discount the steroid use, which Reggie and vainly tried to do. I mean, I don't know, Richard, his opponent, yeah, he tested dirty too in that fight. I'm aware of that. But we ain't talking about him. We're talking about Roy Jones, you see? So to me, putting on a 25 pounds of muscle to get up there just under 200 pounds, that's in question for me. And it should be in question for anybody, just like Canelo Alvarez's positive test puts his prior fights and all of his fights in some sort of question. Whether he failed after that or not, still, we don't know for sure how long he had been doing them and what fights that he did them in. You see, so you can't discount that. That's a major caveat in Roy Jones. Is it just didn't get any press. It was back when the PED era was kind of just kicking off. Lots of commissions didn't test back then, and so a lot of people don't even know that about Roy Jones. But I know because I remember reading Richard Hall in KO magazine when he spilled the beans on it. Right? See, so that's what you got there. Roy Jones, like I said, he had 3 big fights against 3 great opponents. But you could easily argue when he fought Hopkins was not a great fighter. Never mind what he was fixing to going to be, because that's what he was. At the time, he was a relative unknown. Hopkins lost his first pro fight. I don't hold that against him. He got on track. And when he fought Jones, it was a crossroads fight. Jones had a much longer amateur career. He had a lot more pedigree than Hopkins. But again, I've tried to watch the fight because I know what both of them turned out to be, and I thought there's no way this could be as bad a fight as it was that I thought when I watched it, but it was. Jones spoiled the whole fight. He didn't do shit in that fight. And then when it came time later, when they had both built up names, even though Hopkins was smaller, Hopkins was on his neck. HBO wanted to fight. HBO was frothing at the mouth to put that fight on, and Jones was just difficult with it. Instead, he went and fought the light puncher Montel Griffin, who was a good fighter. That's another guy I will give him a little credit for. But let's face it, in the first fight, Griffin was giving him fits. Griffin was ahead in that fight. Roy Jones, they had no other way but to disqualify Roy for that fight. Boxing's only got a few rules. Roy knows what they are. You can't hit a man behind the head. You can't hit him in the nuts. And you can't hit a man when he's down. Montel Griffin was down, fully down on one knee, and Roy Jones whacked him twice in the head. Now, was he too hurt to continue? I don't know, but he deemed him. It was deemed that he was. So there was his loss. I felt bad for Roy because I know how much he valued that undefeated record. That was evident by the guys that he was fighting during that time, but that was a loss. In the second fight, Montel Griffin claimed, just like Vinny Pazienza claimed, and several other fighters, that Roy Jones upped the time. The fight was supposed to go on at 11 o'clock. He comes out at 20 minutes early, forcing them to come out early. I'm not going to say that's what dictated who won the fight, but that's an important factor. When an athlete's not allowed to warm up, that's a big deal. Now, again, I'm not going to say it's what decided the fights, but that's just another way that he got over. Like I said, at light heavyweight, that's where I'm concentrating at. That's where he was ranked pound for pound #1 at, in spite of all these other great fighters that were fighting during that time that actually were fighting the big fights. That was a great era of boxing back then. And all the other, especially the welterweights, they was fighting each other. Roy Jones.
All right, Reggie, you ready?
I was born ready. Yeah, Jared, you stuck on the same talking points, man. You just spent 6 minutes of hating. You didn't sat back and miss Wednesday to study, and you stuck on the same shit. Off with this motherfucker head. You slaves is free. Now let's go back into this. You brought up about Roy not being big enough a star, and that's why he never fought on pay-per-view. You did all this studying, and you forget the fact that Roy Jones versus James Toney was pay-per-view, right? Roy Jones versus John Ruiz was pay-per-view, right? You should have spent another day studying. James Toney versus Clifton Woods or Clinton Woods, whatever his name was, top rated dude out of the UK, not Nigel Benn. Clifton Woods from Nigel Benn country, right? What did Roy Jones go in there and do with him? Dust him off. Then you bring up this crap about him facing a tough fight against Montel Griffin, and you hating that he knew Montel Griffin was down, he hit him. So when he gets the rematch, what does he go out there and do? Blows through Montel Griffin. First round, done data. What he drop him like twice? You spent 6 minutes of hating on this guy who's a top level guy who you need to give his credit to, Jerry. You have fucked yourself over spending all that time hating on this guy. Now, what the networks want to deem as this guy not being this and that, I think a lot what had to do with the networks not liking Roy Jones is the fact that Roy Jones didn't sign to none of these top level promoters. Roy did it his way. He did it on his own. So, I mean, this constant repetitive shit is what happens when you just want to hate on a guy in his career. You bring up about Canelo being on PEDs and this and that shit. I mean, come on, you can stop. Some people even say Ali had shit in the system. So, you doing all this, kind of repeat of he had this. You talking about one fight, buddy? Going to the prime of his career. Where is the PD fucking failures in tests? You talking about a fight he went in the heavyweight fighting that he never got to fight because the guy failed. You spent your time because you don't like this guy for some strange reason. But he was entertaining. He delivered. He was the premier guy of these eras. And it's the reason why he's a top guy in the pound for pound list. There's nothing you can take away, Jerry. When you look at Roy is accomplished. We looked at what Roy did in the amateur system, the Olympics, and as a professional, there's nothing you can take away from that guy. So all this other talk, and you just harped on steroid use, and there's just the one test that fell in accusations. It's not going to take nothing away from Canelo because of what he's done beyond that, and it's not going to take nothing away from Roy. Nobody talks about Roy Jones and the steroid test, but your ass. You have dug this shit up. It ain't nothing that tarnished him. It ain't nothing that came up as a judgment to Roy getting in the Hall of Fame. And Roy didn't come in here as no dirty guy to fucking he didn't come in here as no dirty fucking guy to getting into the Hall of Fame. Nobody fucking play that into a part of, oh, Roy shouldn't get in here because of this and that. Like, come on, Jerry. You need to get over it, give this guy his credit. Just like you started out in your opening. That to be overrated, you have to be very good. So therefore, you're admitting to how great he is, but for some strange reason, you hate him. And I guess maybe you hate him because of the way he whipped Vinny Pazienza's ass. I don't know. What could it be, Jerry? Is it the way that he came into this game, dominated, didn't sign with some of these, famed promoters, the Don Kings, because he didn't need them. He did it his own way. And the fact that even without, having the Mayweather-esque type pay-per-view events, he still put on major pay-per-view events. And he was still a top dude on regular television. Y'all complain about pay-per-view, so you got to watch the guy free. And now you're complaining he wasn't on pay-per-view. Guy was in there without any fucking discretions, without any argument to his name, without any asterisks on his name as to why he's not going to get in there. He's in there, buddy. And you're going to have to sit on that along with, let me just call the judges to give me my victory. I'm going to be cocky with it because, Jerry, like I said, you've just been repetitive on stating, your own opinion without basing it on other facts. And the fact that Roy has gone in here, faced up against the guys that they have put in front of him, and he's dominated them. He didn't do this as no goddamn contender. He did this shit as a champion. He didn't do this trying to fight for vacant titles or looking to call other champions. He was a champion who went and looked for the guys to fight. and you're bringing in all these other dudes who I don't hear them calling him out like that, and I don't see anything that they've done above Roy Jones inside their careers, because if Roy wasn't fighting these guys, then where the monsters that these other guys fight? Name them. You can't, but you bring them up as far as what they didn't do against Roy. Who was the name on Nigel Benn's record that you can name? Who's a person on Michael Nunn's list that you can name? Because Roy beat him, and the guy who Roy beat Michael Nunn ass. And then what's after that? Was Michael Nunn good? Yeah, but you want to make the comparison? Please don't ever do that. But that's all that I got, Jerry. You should have spent another day. We should have did this on Saturday, so you wouldn't just have hate to come out your mouth. You would have studied and came with more points. Let's go another round, man.
All right, there we go. There you have it. There we have it. All right. All right. Lisa Bells, you go first this round. Who won that round?
And that's his job, to paint me as a hater and even use racism, which I knew he was going to do with the Vinny Pat.
Hey, it's the judges trying to talk, Jerry. Hush your mouth.
Yeah, Jerry. We're gonna do a recap after this. Lisa Bell, you go first this time.
Yeah. I picked Reggie in that round. He brought up a lot of great points. And the reason why, Jerry, when you was talking about, well, Reggie has said it, because I know that Roy Jones Jr. had a few pay-per-view fights. No, he wasn't the pay-per-view star like Oscar or Floyd was, but I do know that he had some pay-per-views in there. And he had more than those too. And also, when you was talking about Montel Griffin, yeah, you said that was a okay fight, decent fight or whatever. Well, Montel Griffin was under the tutelage, was trained by the great Eddie Futch. So, that was a great fight. And then he came back in and, he was disqualified in the first one, but then he destroyed him in the second fight. So he ran it back, But Reggie brought up a lot of good points about Roy Jones Jr.'s career. And, that he's not overrated and that he's a pound for pound fighter. He's also a Hall of Famer. Roy Jones Jr., he fought a lot of great people in his career. No, he didn't fight everybody, but
you sound like you relitigating. You relitigating for Roy Jones right now instead of just
but I'm just saying like the points that
Yeah, it sounded like I thought you'd bring up a couple things Reggie didn't say about him. But it's all good.
But I'm just saying the things that what I hear and the things that I know about Roy Jones Jr. So that's just my take.
Go ahead. Mike Biggs, go ahead. It's on you.
All right. Yeah, I'm writing shit down, man, as I go along. So, Jerry, I thought your last round was more opinionated than factual. And granted, man, you was bringing up some great points. But I'm giving this round to Reggie because he refuted your whole third round, which I was looking for, when he was ending his argument, and that was a plus for me. And you were kind of repetitive on your opinion more than stating facts, and that's why I gave this round to Reggie. He did your thing. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know none of these guys. Just to let you guys know in YouTube land, I don't know none of these guys. I know of them, and my decision is based on just opinion. It really, you know what I'm saying. I don't know none of these guys, and I appreciate me being on this panel. Man,
this was fun. Go ahead, Bruce.
I appreciate you. Yeah. I gave it to Reggie, man, and he did his thing in the last round. I appreciated what information he gave me, and I love the fact that he refuted his whole Jerry's whole third round, man. That's what I was looking for, and I gave it to Reggie.
Okay, go ahead, Bruce.
Once again, Jerry was on with the facts. He had some good information, and you could tell it wasn't just from Google and shit. He lived through that. He talked that with other cats. But he was getting a little bit repetitive. He kind of stated most of the stuff in the first and the second round, and Reggie came back pretty sharp in there. Reggie did his homework in that final round, man. I think Reggie had an answer for pretty much everything Jerry was everything Jerry was saying in that round, and that was a real close one, probably the closest one of the debate. But I'm gonna lean towards Reggie on that one, and you guys can decide the finales over here.
All right. Well, I think it's already decided.
Yeah, Jerry, you a loser.
All right. So it looks like Reggie
Y'all let
won
the
round.
wrong nigga win.
Reggie looked like you won rounds 1 and 2. I mean
I
rounds
won
2.
2 and 3.
One round 2 and 3, and Jerry, you won the first round. 3 owed him that first round, though, Jerry.
Yeah, it sounds like a draw to me at best. Plus the judges.
Man, fuck your draw. Hell.
The judges got switched at the last minute. You got one judge that just admitted he didn't even know who the guys were that I stated. So
he said he didn't know. No.
That's a cause of
No.
concern right there.
He meant like he don't know you and he don't know Reggie. He don't know you and Reggie, so he don't have no bias between you and Reggie. To be fair, hey, look, but Jerry.
Lisa, apparently
Jerry wants to get mad, man.
I was holding Reggie when I said that Roy Jones wasn't on pay-per-view. Again, that was at light heavy. He didn't fight James Toney at light heavy. He fought him at 168, and the reason that was on pay-per-view is because that was his best opponent. And then John Ruiz was for the heavyweight title. Again, I was talking about when he was ranked pound for pound #1 during the light heavyweight run. That he was not on pay-per-view that I'm aware of during that.
All right, Jerry Trump, you want them to do a recount?
Then that should have been what the debate was about. Just as 175.
Well, I'm saying mostly that's
part
what I
of
was
his
talking
career.
about. That's why you didn't hear me talk about the KO losses that came at the end. Because he was still an active fighter and still part of his fight record, but I didn't even flow on that too much. Just to mention it because
you had 18 minutes.
Didn't say nothing. He was repeating the same shit over and over.
I think, Jerry, you might have shot your low in the first round.
Yeah, that's all he was saying.
Hold on, Jerry. It's all right, man. We got to respect the judge's decision. You know what I'm saying? You put up a hell of a fight. You 3-0'd him in the first, and according to the chat, you won that last round. The chat gave you the last round. You get what I'm saying?
Controversial. I got robbed, man.
Jerry on his Trump fight the steal. He trying to fight the steal.
What we can do is this, though, man. Like, I'm gonna open the panel up and let some people pull up and they can give their opinion. I want to say this though, Jerry. Good shit though. Congratulations to you and Reggie for even doing this shit. 6 minutes is a long time to just sit up here. I mean, 18 minutes is a long time to debate one topic. So you guys was arguing about this shit on the show. Y'all wanted to battle, and y'all stepped up to the plate. Let me do these last 2 super chats. Drumming for Life, he said, thanks, Mark. Very great discussion. He said, I got 5 on it, baby. Let me give him a drop.
I got 5 on it.
And KG said, Reggie made great adjustments, but Jerry won. Shout out to KG.
I'll give you the $2. You give him the $2. All right, pay him the $2. Oh, pay the $2.
All right. That's what's up.
I get my post-fight interview.
All right, go ahead. Then we're going to open it up to the panel.
Yeah, first I'd like to thank God. I like to thank moms and pops. And I like to thank Al Heyman. And also I dedicate this to my kids. But going into this thing, man, black excellence. But going into this thing, I knew I was up here facing a loser. Second place, goddammit, like I said. The champ walked into this thing. The champ tried to help this guy out by giving him 2 minutes of my time because I knew where I had him. This is chess maneuvering on this board. I said, let me go ahead and let him start out the gates with his hate, because that's what they do is hate. And then I said, I'll give him these additional 2 minutes to pump into his continuation of hate. And it tripped him up because all he came with is his first stated opinion. And he couldn't go with anything to add in addition to that. Mind over Sleepy Jerry. And now Jerry gets on here.
All right, my turn for a ring interview.
Listen, can I say something real quick? Let me say something real quick. Reggie, I'm about to take my vote back from you, bro. You sound like AB when he lose, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You sound like AB. You know what I'm saying? You sound like AB when he said, Paulie, I still fucked your girl. You know what I'm saying? Take the win. Raise your hand, and go on about your business, man. Go
No,
on to the
Reggie,
next
be
one.
arrogant.
No,
Be
I gotta
arrogant.
talk shit. No, I ain't getting humble against this motherfucker Jerry.
Yeah,
Now
talk
Jerry done
shit.
got on here and told many brothers that they was some dumbass motherfuckers. Now today I go in here and I crush Grand Wizard Jerry. Now Jerry on here on this Donald Trump shit. He on this Donald Trump shit
That's what you
trying
got.
to
The fans know. The
he
fans
trying
know
to
who.
cause an insurrection in a black
I
channel.
did the impossible. I did the impossible. Roy Jones is a highly regarded fighter, and I illustrated why he was overrated at light heavyweight and did the impossible. You came with the same old talking points, nothing but opinion, and the whole thing was opinion based. Of course, it's opinion. Yeah, I'm giving my opinion, but I gave you, just like the one judge said, way more facts than what you presented. You just coming back saying Roy was great, Roy was this, Roy was that, and when I was hitting you with the names and the numbers and the times, you didn't have no kind of facts to come back with. I got robbed. You know I got robbed. The fans know who won this fight, and you can brag if you want to, but the rest is history.
Well, let me say this one rebuttal. Let me say this round 4. Rebuttal to that, Jerry. When you talking about his lightweight record, he was undefeated. Then he went up to heavyweight, came back down for one. Bam! Round 4, Reggie round. Just stop, Jerry.
Okay, go ahead. We got Brandon Washington show more just pulled up, man. What you guys think of this battle, man?
Yo, what up, though? Hey, check this out. First of all, I want to say that was a good debate. You know what I mean? It wasn't great. It wasn't like when I smoked Sir Senior. So, you know what I mean? I'm the first one to get a win on the debate on the Marq Nash. Let's put that in perspective. BW jumped it off. You know what I mean? Smoking.
Brandon, get to it, man. Get to it.
Technically, Big Pump Killer and Major Key was like our first battle over here. That was back in 2020.
All right, cool. But outside of that, Reg, you won by the skin of your skin, not the skin of your teeth, the skin of your skin, only because you did so horrible that we were so compelled to say, God damn, Reg. In the first round, black people was like, God damn, we can't let this white man come on here and do this. What's really happening, Reg? Don't you ever in your life come to no debate ill prepared like that no more. The only reason you got through is because you did so bad and you flipping through pages and we hear books and shit. What the fuck is going on?
That's a fact that got you, Reggie.
No, I wrote it down, but I wrote it down but lost it.
Nah, that's not like y'all voted for him because he was black then, Brandon. That's kind of messed up.
I did, of course. Come on, man. I would never, ever, ever go against my brother.
Oh my
God. Here's the only problem I have with you, Jerry. The only problem I have with you, Jerry, is that you focused your commentary on Roy Jones's run at 175 when the debate was Roy Jones overrated in his entire career. That's what the debate is.
Hey, look, and I gave him a choice too. I was like, that can be one round, and then you could have did a second round about was he tarnishing his legacy. You could come up with a third question, but he agreed.
Okay,
that
you stayed on 175. You stayed on 175.
Then you need to give
That's just one facet of his career, Jerry. That's not his whole career. You stayed on 175. That's a loss.
His whole career. Then we got to consider the 10 losses and all the knockouts. You see,
Well, does that happen to Muhammad Ali? Since you want to factor in that, does that tarnish Muhammad Ali?
If you're going to discredit me talking about when he was pound for pound #1, then you should give me points for not concentrating on the KO losses that came later.
Reggie, where you get that from?
He gets starched in those KO losses. No great got starched like Roy Jones did, man. Roy Jones got fucking KO, good night, open the pearly gates knocked out.
I know what you about to ask, Mark. You was about to ask about the Muhammad Ali thing. That was
Mark
some shit
got stars, Bruce.
But
he didn't say that Muhammad Ali was on Pez. He said people were saying that.
Ali was on steroid medication when he fought Larry Holmes, bro. He was that was
those diet pills. He was taking those diet.
Everybody one at a time. Bruce Gas is right. Go ahead, Bruce Gas.
Say that again, Bruce. I can't hear
you. When Ali fought Larry Holmes, the reason he got so lean is because he was taking, we found out afterwards, he was taking thyroid medication. Tim Witherspoon found that out when I was talking to him. So in theory, Ali, yes, he did cheat. He used PEDs, and he paid for it. He was not he was a shell of himself when he fought Larry Holmes. So, bro, I mean, you can take the drugs out of the fucking situation, but Roy Jones definitely abused PEDs, man. No doubt in my mind. I talked to a couple of his opponents. They use PEDs too, bro.
Can I get 10 points for that Ali fact?
Hold on. We said Ali, and then you said Roy Jones at the end.
Ali used a thyroid medication, a fucking a fat burner, an illegal fat burner when he fought.
Is that a steroid?
They almost canceled that fight. Ali was so fucking sick the night before.
Is that a steroid, Jerry? Is that a steroid, Bruce?
It's on the ban. It's on the band's fucking list of illegal drugs. So
hold on. It was on the list then, or what you mean, Jerry? And who told you this? His opponent. It sounded like you said somebody.
It came from a report.
No. I knew this when the fight happened. From listening to Freddie Pacheco mention it. But I talked to Tim Witherspoon like he's my brother. He was Ali's sparring partner. He was telling me how bad Ali was and how they were going to cancel that fight the night before. And I told him, I said, I heard that he was taking thyroid medication, and all of a sudden, that's right, man, that's right. It all came back to him. But back then, it wasn't a big fucking thing like it is today. Fighters could get away with it. They weren't testing so stringently. But yeah, man, if you want to take every fucking champion, you can dice them apart. Sugar Ray Robinson, he was taking amphetamines back in the day. I mean, it was the way of the world, and if you could get away with it, you got away with it, just like they try to do now.
Go ahead. Let me let
I get another touchdown point for that because y'all already know. And Jerry old ass can know that. Jerry, your old ass can know that. So I get extra points.
Go ahead, show more. Then we'll go to Sir Senior.
No, everybody knew about the thyroid medication. We all knew that part. I thought you were talking about steroids. We all knew that. Everybody knew it was on fucking diuretics.
Don't disrespect Ali, bro. I fucking wear Ali, man. Ali was my fucking man. I hold Ali.
That's all I had to say, Mark.
Audio's
I was just clearing that up, bro. That's all.
All right, go
ahead. I earned that fact by putting that out there. Y'all didn't know that shit because Jerry keep harping on Roy took some steroids and Roy did that and Roy blah blah blah. That you can't tarnish a person's career over just that shit.
Go ahead, Sir Senior.
Yeah, yes, sir. I would say that Jerry was doing good until he started arguing against himself. In the debate, when you argue against yourself, you automatically lose. That's how debates work.
Facts, sir.
Sorry, Jerry, but Reggie,
how did I argue against myself?
The whole phone book.
I did so good in the first round.
Jerry, I don't want to mute your mic or hang up on you. You got to take the criticism, brother.
You're a little emotional right now.
Hold up. No, he was talking. You talked for 18 minutes uninterrupted. You get what I'm saying? No, Jerry, you literally just did a battle for 18 minutes.
That was 10 minutes ago.
But listen,
the losses hurt, man. The losses hurt. Let them cry a little bit.
Let me say this again clearly. You battled for 18 minutes, took 2 minutes and 40 seconds of somebody else's time as well. Sir Senior literally just got here, hasn't spoke for 20 seconds, and you cutting him off. You got to take the critique. You got to take the good with the bad. Let them speak. Go ahead, Sir Senior.
I'll talk when you tell me I can talk.
Jerry gonna cry in that log cabin.
Chill, Reggie. I'm you yelling in the ear. Go ahead, Sir Senior. Let that man speak. Sir Senior been listening. Let him critique the battle. You got to take the good with the bad. Everybody, go ahead.
Yeah, you have to definitely not argue the other person's points. That kills you every time. And Reggie, like I was saying, Reggie, you was doing good. That second round, you was killing it, and then you went and start flipping through the phone book. You was like, you was stuttering and mumbling and all kinds of stuff. I was like, what's going on, Reg? What's going on? Yeah, you got to do that a little better, Reg. At least, find something to do some filler bustering with. But man, you so good at that, Reggie. I understand that part. You good at doing that on your show, but in that second round, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on.
All right, go ahead, Jerry. You can do a rebuttal,
man. Both y'all did good.
Go ahead, Jerry. You want to do a rebuttal? and then we can
Yeah,
open
it's
it up to
clear.
everybody.
It's clear in the chat who won. You see, the judges were a little misinformed. They were last-minute judges, a couple of them, and they judged me, judging on what they said on a criteria that's reversed. That tells me there was a little bit of bias going in, and they did not listen carefully to the points that I made because I talked specifically about the points. Reggie didn't say nothing. Reggie just kept saying, Roy Jones is great. Roy Jones was a premier athlete. Roy Jones was this and that. But when it came down to the physical, hardcore facts, he could not make a rebuttal. You want to talk about Nigel Benn and what he did or didn't do? That's irrelevant. Nigel Benn was the top guy and definitely in the wheelhouse for Roy Jones, especially after the McClellan fight. Darius Mikulicki, Roy Jones never pursued that fight. It was incumbent on him to do so because he was the A side, and he wasn't just the A side, he was the heavy A side and had full backing of HBO. And every time Roy Jones fought, they talked about the HBO talked about him fighting Darius, but he never pursued that belt, like I said. But I digress. The chat is showing you who won the fight. The fans know who won the fight. Reggie took me lightly. He was not prepared. Who was it? He didn't have his shit together at all. He just repeat the same shit that wasn't even factual. And worse yet, all he want to do is take the steroid test and act like that don't mean nothing. Yet if it's Canelo Alvarez, he'll tell you he's the biggest fraud in the sport of boxing. But when it comes to Roy Jones, it apparently it didn't matter. It didn't matter that he did it, and it didn't matter that he had possibly done it before or afterwards. It didn't matter that John Ruiz was a hand-picked opponent for Roy Jones.
You don't get 6 minutes, bro.
You can go in the cabin and go cry.
Can I say something, Mark?
You can go in that back cabin and cry, Jerry.
Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
I was gonna say, see, when this debate, when I was looking at like, is Roy Jones overrated? It was never like discussed just to 175. That was not discussed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that wasn't brought up. So if it was that, I would have, you know what I mean? But the way you presented stuff, Jerry, the facts and breaking everything down, yeah, that was really good. But like you was just focusing on that one part of his career. So I didn't get that part because I was looking at his total career.
Was you looking at the losses?
So that's what I thought. This.
Hey, Jerry, can I say something,
yeah,
Jerry?
Yeah. That's when I look at boxers' career, I look at their whole CV. He's still actually fighting, but I look at that's all part of your resume.
Yeah, but you never said anything about those.
Hey, Jerry,
Jerry,
it's gonna be okay.
Jerry, can I give you some advice, Jerry? I'll say this, Jerry. That you should you should really listen. You should listen to Sir Senior because he lost as well. So he was giving you good points on how to lose. So I would just want to reiterate that. So when he was telling you what to do and saying how you shouldn't argue against yourself, listen to the loser. He knows. Outside of that, how does he feel?
That's not Reggie. That's not Reggie, Jerry. That's Brandon Washington.
This the other donkey.
That's the
that's the guy. Yeah, that's Brandon.
Oh, okay.
The green bean.
Well, I'll take that with a grain of salt since he said that.
Grain of pepper. He's black.
Okay, Pepper.
All right, Jerry. This was fun though, man. This was good. You did good, man. You did good.
Jerry, man, you ain't gotta be so mad, man. I would have took my loss like a champ.
Jerry, I think your first round should have been more targeted on one thing. I think you shot your load and went through a lot of different things. And in rounds 2 and 3, you spent more time on that expounding and reiterating stuff you had said either in the first round or in the second round.
He didn't reiterate constantly.
I thought he was doing.
I gave you extra time because I knew you'll waste everything. See how I outsmarted you? I'm the man.
Just like I told you, I knew he was going to bring race into it because the first thing he said was, I guess he hates Roy Jones, which is another tactic to try to point me out as a hater when I stated clearly that I'd never disliked Roy Jones and I followed his whole career. But he wanted to try to bring race into it by pointing out because he beat the crap out of Benny Pazienza. If you see, that's another tactic.
Right. I didn't use no race in this. Stop
And
it.
he cheated. He lost. The people know that he lost.
Nah, you was
The
calling him a
judging was
master.
down,
Oh, you a
and
cheater?
The white man, look at the white man trying to use reverse racism.
Reggie, you didn't say
man,
master
white
and
man. See,
slaves
there he
and
goes
shit a whole
again.
bunch of times, Reggie. You did bring that up.
Man, that shit is some joking shit, man. Get
Yeah,
out of
but,
here,
okay,
man.
but you
Of course
brought
it
it. Yeah, it's joking when you do it.
Goddamn.
Jerry said some
It's cool when you
race-related
do it.
shit too.
They get
What-
mad
what
when
is-
we do it.
What did Jerry say that was racial?
Donkey.
He said
He call
something.
him a donkey. That's a breed. He call him a donkey. That ain't even a that's a mix.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
all you do is
goddamn.
take the D off
That's a
and put an M in
goddamn.
front of it. If you
That's
remove that D and put an M, he was really calling me a monkey.
the donkey is the slave of all horses. That's the slave breed. That's what they
Get out of here, Roach.
Well, he called him a
And then,
roach.
and then he said, I'm the animal that plows the field. See?
No, he called himself a horse as well, though. He said a thoroughbred versus a donkey. I didn't hear
donkey.
Yeah, I
a
didn't.
thoroughbred is ridden by the slave master to whip the runaway. See all this slave related shit.
That is with the low blows. That's him hitting me with low blows.
Let me give you this, Reggie, and Brandon. Go Gadget Arms, my nigga. You are what a Go Gadget Arms. There we go. Reach.
Low blows, man. Cheating.
What the chat said you won the third round.
Yeah, he called me a roach. I forgot about that, Clips. Oh, a roach. A roach is black as fuck, man. God damn.
You ghetto roach. You a ghetto roach, Reg. That's what he was insinuating. He was insinuating that your house is dirty and you ghetto because you got roaches.
And I'll survive in nuclear war and all that shit. I'm just a dirty black roach. Damn.
All right, man. This was fun. Shout out my guy Punch Drum Boxing Scientists. I see y'all in the building as well. My boy Mir in the building. Juan, I hope y'all had a good time on this battle, man.
You a Reg, he called you a dirty black donkey roach.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know where to get him disqualified for that, man.
Oh man, please.
Damn donkey.
He did not.
Donkey. You donkey.
All right.
Yeah. Now, my feelings are hurt.
That's why Brandon Washington could not be a judge in this battle tonight.
I need to file an NAACP.
I would have said round one, go. He would have like Reggie won. I was like, they ain't said nothing. He won already. He would have said 3-0 before they even said go. All right, man.
Jerry, have you ever ate donkey meat before?
Oh my God, what are we on? What are
I'm
we
just
talking?
asking.
Nah, you can talk.
He gonna ride one back from this battle.
I'll put an email out there. Y'all can email each other if y'all want to talk about that. Shit, man. Y'all, let me give a shout out to everybody who's on the panel. I don't want to keep nobody too long. I'm gonna be here for a little bit long. I'm gonna talk about some other shit going on in boxing, but I appreciate everybody for their time. Appreciate your energy. Thanks for allowing us the opportunity to entertain y'all, man. I definitely want all the judges to plug their social media one more time.
All right, well,
all right, man. I appreciate you having me on here, bro. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. Any of you cats think I'm limited in my knowledge of boxing, of performance-enhancing drugs, of nutrition, and of any subject of boxing and jazz too. I'll fucking blow your ass away. You want to start talking fucking jazz from Charlie Parker all the way up to whoever's playing fucking smalls. But anyway, man.
Bruce Gas.
Let him have
Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More, bro. And I will amaze you. And thank you so much for having me on here, Mark, and the rest of you cats on here. Peace out.
All right,
Salute Bruce Gas. Y'all heard him. You motherfuckers don't want
Salute, bro. Salute, Bruce.
In the words of Roy Jones, Bruce said, "Y'all must have forgot." How about that? Go ahead, Mike Biggs. You want to plug and promote anything? I'm gonna get into this Devin Haney, and I got a couple other topics I want to get into. And Shakur, we got five fights tomorrow, so I want to get some predictions on those. So go ahead.
All right, Mike Biggs Boxing right here on YouTube. Mike Biggs Boxing on Twitter and on Instagram. Mike Big Boxing on TikTok too. You know what I'm saying? That's a little fun little thing I do. But
you be up there
yeah,
dancing?
I'm out there. I'm in Jersey right now, Mark Nash, man. About to go see that. I'm gonna go see that fight tomorrow, bro, at the Buzeno Center. I'm in a hotel room right now, bro.
Oh,
So
word.
yeah, I'm out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm working. So I'm about to get off, man, so I can do a little bit of homework and go live in a little bit. But yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on your panel, bro, man. I really greatly appreciated this debate, man. I appreciate you, Jerry and Reggie, you know what I'm saying, for your sportsmanship and all that shit, man. All jokes aside, man, you guys are very knowledgeable and you know, past fights, future fights, whatever, man. I love listening to you guys, man. I be listening to you guys a lot. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm on Mark Nash channel or whoever channel, I always bump into you guys, and I appreciate your thoughts and your opinions on every aspect of the fight game, man. Seriously, man. Seriously, I appreciate y'all. Great debate, though. Great debate.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Mike Big. Thanks, bro.
All right, I put your link.
Peace, Mike.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate that. Lisa Bell, you already know blessings, man.
Mike, before you leave,
Yeah.
have anybody ever told you that you look like Frederick Douglass' little brother?
Terrence Bailey about to get on here now.
Oh, that's a compliment right there.
Everybody,
Yeah.
Terrence Bailey in the chat.
everybody was thinking that shit.
Nobody was
What's up,
thinking
man? I
that.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Salute, bro. I'm just having fun. Salute, man.
Yo, salute
Man,
everybody, man. I
nobody
appreciate
told you
y'all.
look like a green bee.
It's my regal brother,
Terrence
Mike
Bailey.
Biggs.
5, 4, 3, 2. There's Terrence.
All right, appreciate you, Mike. Yeah, they about to get ignorant real quick.
I'll be listening, Mark.
My brother, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, peace. Lisa, you want to plug and promote anything? You want to stick around? You can as well. I just don't want to make sure I keep that before we get
I'll be in the chat. Yeah. You can find me at Twitter. You know, I'm not like I don't do content, and you know, I just go on Twitter or whatever, and I share the content of the content creators, and you know, hey, I just thanks Mark for having me.
That's valuable.
Huh?
I said, and that provides
Yeah.
value. I appreciate it. I don't care how many subscribers you got or followers you got.
Yeah. I'm kind of low key. You know, I'm kind of more quiet. So, you know, but I enjoy boxing and being a part of this community. And thanks for having me, Mark.
I wouldn't have it no other way. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No problem.
All right, let's get into anybody got anything else they want to say about this debate before I get into these fights and start getting some predictions. We got Shakur coming back tomorrow, but it's 5 title fights on the same night. 5 title fights.
Hey, Mark.
May I ask what's the next debate?
Hold on 1 second. Let me get Jerry a question real quick. Say what?
I just want to say real quick in closing, just a final little quick statement. I'm gonna extend a handshake to my opponent, Reggie the Roach. I won the fight. The chat knows that I won the fight. The last minute judges were, if not biased, they were uninformed on things. I definitely feel like I won the fight. He gets the bragging rights, but everyone knows, and I like either a rematch on this subject, or we could do another subject, because Reggie can't debate like me. Reggie can't debate. He has to rely on race baiting and painting someone as a hater. I did the impossible, taking on, making a case that Roy Jones, a guy as much beloved as he is, was overrated, and at best he got a draw. At best. So that's all I got, and salute to everybody, and it was all in good fun, and I look forward to the next one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jerry, you did do the impossible. You made a dumbass argument.
All right, let me
That's not what the chat says.
All right, yeah, you won by the chat on this one. The first 2 rounds, the chat did agree with the judges. So the first round, the chat gave it to you. The second round, the chat gave it to Reggie. The third round, the chat went against the judges and gave it to you. All right. Anybody got anything else they want to say about this before I run this this little break so we can? I'm gonna chop this up and make this a video of his own.
Yeah, anytime Jerry want to debate, we can do it tomorrow.
All right, shit, let's run it.